Hello and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host, Vincent LaRoste, and today, as we all know, the Yankees are unable to take a series in Toronto. They're down 4 games now. It was a really tough series and all that. This is not going to be a regular video, of course. This is not going to be so much of a bashing video like I've done in the past either. The Yankees played bad. At the end of the day, they played plain bad. They have not been good. They haven't been good for a decent while now. I feel like we've only gotten on really one good stretch since the beginning of June at this point. I may be wrong, maybe a couple, but they're hard to watch. As we know, last night we lose 8-4. You know, we have 4 errors. We've had 10 games against Toronto this season, and we've made 12 errors throughout those 10 games. Toronto's put a lot of pressure on us, as they're a team that puts the ball in play, and they run fast, they run hard, they hustle every single time. So I think the talk right now, as we know, is Aaron Boone's kind of snapping at John Boy and Jake in their last video with Boone, in their bantering with Boone. I really don't like using their content, as I like to do my own, but I don't want to necessarily talk about their content part. I just want to talk about Aaron Boone. I don't even know the question that was asked, truthfully. I just saw like a couple clips of it, and then I just saw clips and clips and clips over and over and over and over again of him just losing his mind. Basically, my assumption of how he answered was they were asking on basically the players' reactions to questions. You know, how we have guys like Weaver and Stanton who take full responsibility for when they're bad. You know, Volpe kind of deflects a little bit. Other guys, blah, 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 blah. And I think the question is more in the aspect of, you know, us as fans, Yankees fans at least, sometimes we get a little bit harsh, and sometimes, you know, we want full and true honesty when we know it's very hard to get that out of every single guy on the team and coaching staff as well. It's tough to get that. I think the frustration a lot of the time is when players make just flat out dumb mistakes. Boone still kind of defends them and defends their decision. I know if you actually watch, I listened to last night's post game, he wasn't really doing that so much. I mean, he was explaining the situations of the plays. I mean, even Cameron Maven came out and said they love Boone. They all love Boone. He's a player first. He's a player first coach, which I don't hate, because we've seen instances in the past. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember this. The whole White Sox Tommy La Russa era. He lost the entire clubhouse. He was very basically ended Yerman Mercedes' entire career. Just a flat out bad coach at the end of his career. I don't hate Aaron Boone at the end of the day. I don't hate how he goes about talking about his players. I know sometimes I've shown my own frustration. My most popular video is me being pissed off at Aaron Boone. And I understand that. I will say this. I support a manager 100% who is going to defend their guys no matter what. Because at the end of the day, as a leader, you're supposed to show the guys you're leading that you believe in them, obviously. I mean, we had instances in the past where Aaron Boone is like Willie Calhoun can bang. I wonder if you guys remember that a couple years ago, when they first started the bantering Boone with Talking Yanks. And, you know, everybody knows Willie Calhoun can't bang. I think Aaron Boone knows that, but at the end of the day, you have to support your guys. I don't hate him supporting them. I don't. Not at all. Though, I really wish he'd be a little bit more harsh sometimes. Harsh might not be the correct word. But, like, of course, last series against the Blue Jays, when Volpe kind of gives us those flashback errors throws to third, and he makes probably the wrong decision on a ball in the hole to throw to first, letting the guy on second get to third. And Aaron Boone kind of sits there and he's like, he's a player trying to make a good play. And I respect that. I really do. He is trying to make a good play, and I don't hate that because I got all the way up to college. Not really college. I got to JUCO. And I know, for me at least, I was smaller than everybody. I threw hard. I just didn't hit the ball as far as everybody. My goal was really to get on. My goal was basically do your best to get hits and get on base and play good defensively. And sometimes when you have that in your mind, knowing that's one of your strengths, you try a little bit too hard and you try to make the do or die play, and it doesn't always work out. Sometimes it does, and and everybody praises you for it, and then when it doesn't, you get shit on for it, like Volpe is. I do wish there was a little bit like, hey, or either like I'm going to talk to him, or I did talk to him, hey, we got to be smarter about where we're throwing the baseball, understand the situation you're in. That's really more where I get upset about it, is because it's not like you don't have to go in and yell at the kid, but it's just like, me and Volpe is I think 2 years older than me. We played in the same era of high school baseball, and obviously he's way better than me. He's way better than most, but just a little bit like, hey, just think about what you're doing with the ball a little bit beforehand. And he did say that tonight. He said we got to think, or last night, I'm sorry. He said that last line on the post-game interview. We got to, slow down a little bit, make sure we know where we're going with the ball before the play. If it's hit to my right side, go here. If it's to my left, go here. If it's right at me, go here, blah, blah, blah. Basics of baseball. But like I said, I got to JUCO, and I will say this, even in JUCO, they're not necessarily teaching you the fundamentals of baseball. We're bunting and we're running plays and stuff like that, but it's not like, all right, if the ball's hit this right here in this certain time in this situation in the game, blah, blah, blah. You don't work on that. You're expected to know that. Even in junior college, you're expected to know that. Even in high school was a little bit more like, all right, this is the situation we're in, situational hitting, situational defense. That I do remember vividly. But in college, I played one semester before I was told I needed Tommy John, so don't take my absolute word for it. But because Aaron Boone says in the interview, you guys, he doesn't say in the interview, but somebody, basically people are saying we're never going to be in their shoes, and we're not. Most of us, like 99% of us, will never be in a Major League Baseball player's shoes. We'll never be in an MLB manager's shoes, so we don't know the truth going on behind the scenes that is not being told to us. So there's that. And then there's the other side of it, the fan side, where most of the people that listen to me from the ages I get off all my analytics on YouTube, TikTok, and whatever, most of the people that listen to me are older than me, much older than me. Well, not much older, I don't mean to be like that, but they're older than me. So they got to see pretty much the glory days of being a Yankee, late 90s, early 2000s. Well, not so much early. Well, we did go to a couple of World Series in the early 2000s, we didn't win. But basically the end of the 90s. And in the early 2000s, George was the same way, where if you didn't perform, you were gone. If he saw you as a poor manager, you were gone. And we don't have that anymore. We're going to continue to sign him to extensions because players like him. And I wish sometimes on the manager side, he kind of looked at it from the fan perspective, and that's why I really like that he talks like that. They do the bantering with Boone on Talking Yanks, because I feel like he gets fan perspective questions more than reporter questions, because reporters going in there to ask the questions everybody wants to hear, but I feel like Jimmy and Jake do really good on asking like the fan questions, like, hey, maybe not questions Aaron Boone will hear in a post-game interview. And I like that a lot. That's why I like listening. That's like the only stuff I still listen to with them, because I try to avoid listening to them because I don't want to steal any of their stuff. I don't want to steal their stats. I don't want to steal any of the ideas that come up. I don't. And when I listen to it and I think it's a good idea, obviously I want to talk about it. But I try to really avoid doing that out of just pure respect, because they're the only reason, they're the guys who motivated me, to do something like this. So, but I do like that Boone is getting like a fan-derived questions, because it's, as fans, we haven't won we've only won one time my entire life. I'm 21. We've only won once. So, and I was 5. I don't remember it at all. I don't remember a single part of that World Series outside of memories from watching YouTube videos or clips they played during Yankee game highlights and stuff. I feel like just the questions he needs to get about, like, hey, this fan base was grown up and taught that we win, and we're not winning, so you're gonna get backlash. It is gonna be the way it is. Obviously, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. But if you can't handle that, why are you managing the Yankees? Why are you playing for? Well, sometimes players don't have a choice. But why are you managing the Yankees? And I don't think Boone reacts to that negatively at all. I think he actually has a couple good responses. Just the questions are asked to him. And I do think Boone, at the end of the day, I'm very 50-50 about Boone. Sometimes I don't hate how he treats the players. I love how he respects his guys, and I love how he stands up for his guys. It's awesome. It's really cool, actually. I really like it. I really like it a lot. But I feel like the other side of it is, I do feel like there's a little bit mismanagement of the bullpen, and that's not just Aaron Boone, because you go through with your pitching coach, your bullpen coach, a bunch of coaches, and it's not just Aaron Boone it's not just flat out Aaron Boone's like, I want this guy. Like, there's insight coming from other coaches. So obviously he's the manager, so he's gonna get the blame. But I wish there was a little more accountability on the side of, hey, maybe I shouldn't have brought him in that moment. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to stretch him for a second inning. Maybe I should have taken him out in this point. I feel like there's not a lot of that. If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. I have no issues with being told I'm wrong, but I just feel like sometimes there's the accountability part is a little bit lost with Aaron Boone. And I know you're not supposed to get, like he even says, you're not really supposed to get into that thinking and to that mindset, because it's a bad mindset to be in. And I completely agree. You don't want to always just think it's your fault. Obviously, you need to have confidence in yourself and confidence in your abilities. But I do think there's sometimes it's like, that was not, like, great example of last night the umpire. I wish I don't remember his name, but last night's umpire, he missed the first call on Peraza, and he turns and he goes, "That's my bad. I missed that." I respect that. Even Aaron Boone says he respects it, because you're acknowledging you made a mistake, and because the acknowledgement helps the situation go no further than where it already is. Problem is, he acknowledged he made the mistake and then did the exact same thing later in the game. That's what eventually got Matt Blake thrown out, and then Aaron Boone got thrown out after. But like I said, Matt Blake is defending his guys. Aaron Boone's defending his guys. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with defending your guys. And I think that's where Aaron Boone gets a little bit lost in some of the questions, some of the questions and criticism some of the fans have. I think he's thinking like, maybe a little bit too much, hey, you're defending them too much. You should be blah blah blah. And I think there is an extent to maybe sometimes he goes a little bit far in defending guys, and then sometimes he always just goes too far in defending guys. And in one sense, I respect it, because you want to defend your guys, you want to show them confidence. I'm basically being a broken record right now, but I think the frustration is more at the fact of when a guy makes a mistake, it's okay to acknowledge that he made a mistake. Go to him and tell him, hey, you made a mistake. That cannot happen again. And I'm not asking you to go on live television and go, this guy sucks, he's terrible, why is he on my team? But I am asking you to go, hey, he made a mistake there. We talked about it. He knows better next time, and if it happens again, we'll have to go further. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's like every single job ever. That's like any guys listening to us, our job. It's our job. Is you make a mistake, it's acknowledged. Unless you see, George Steinbrenner was, oh shit, I made a mistake, I'm gonna get fired. And Hal Steinbrenner is, I made my 15th mistake. Maybe I should be like, I'm sorry this time. So that's my That's my exaggerated comparison to the two. But I mean, it's just hard to talk about. Again, I know we have a bad series. Let's go a little bit positive. I know Judge had a rough go at it, but he does hit a home run yesterday to surpass A-Rod as the highest or sixth. He's sixth all time now. He's only 8 away from passing Yogi for 5th all time. So that's a cool thing we had. We did get the second game of the series. So at least we don't fall too far behind. Obviously, we don't play well in Toronto. And that stadium, I think it was a little quick for the guys, and it looked rough. But I'm not losing my mind like I was when we got swept. When we got swept, that was brutal. Yesterday, obviously, we just beat ourselves, man. We're playing ourselves and the Blue Jays at the same time, and we can't do that against good teams. Blue Jays are a really good team, and you can't play them and play yourselves mentally. It's just, you're never gonna win. So I hope this is a little bit of the spot of the season we all remember. I'm hoping we could come back to this and maybe be like, all right, Aaron Boone got pissed off at the fans, pissed off at the questions. Maybe not pissed off at the fans. I'm not bashing Aaron Boone. I want to make this more than clear. I'm not bashing him. I respect him more than enough to know the position he's in is very, very hard. And I don't think almost any of us listening to what I'm saying right now could be in his shoes, truthfully. I don't think I could be in his shoes, and if you do think you could be in your shoes, I think you're a little bit delusional. But that's okay. Delusion is alright. It's just tough, because we want to win. At the end of the day, he even says it. Every guy in there, only thing that matters at the end of the day is winning. That's it. And John Boy and Jake both agreed, because at the end of the day, all we care about is winning. And winning is the most important thing it's hard when you talk about baseball, because you look at other life aspects and we're all giggling. If we weren't baseball fans and we were just people listening into this conversation, we'd be like, why are people getting so angry about a sport? But of course we love baseball, and for some of us this is our life. This is I hope that I can make this my life. But winning is all that matters at the end of the day. All they care about is winning. All we care about is winning. We both have a common goal. So I don't want the fans to do have a Joey Gallo era kind of thing where he's just completely out of touch, completely lost. Every time he went up to the plate, he was booed. It was just, guys, let's just uplift. Even Volpe, man, I bashed the shit out of Volpe, but even Volpe, maybe next homestand, let's all just, stand up a little bit and show our guys our appreciation, because I feel like right now there's a little bit of a divide between the two when we're supposed to be their fans, We're supposed to support them no matter what, whether they're 160 or 100, 162, 62, and 100, whatever. We're supposed to support them, and I think we should, instead of bashing them a little bit, understand they're in a rough stretch, they're in a rough time. This is a very good baseball team at the end of the day. I think, I don't want to sound like Aaron Boone, but I'm going to. This is a good baseball team at the end of the day. This is a really good team. On paper, this team should win at least 90. This team should win 95 games. Is that going to happen this year? I don't think so. I think we're going to be more around a 90-win team and get into the wild card. But anything can happen as long as we get into the postseason. So let's just sit down, relax a little bit, enjoy no baseball today. Just try to think about something else and enjoy your day, man. So that's all I got. I know it's a different video, not a recap. We all know what happened. There's no need for a recap. I just wanted to, talk a little bit about, the fans' perspective of the game, and maybe some things that we should criticize a little harder and some things we should criticize a little bit less. So I hope everybody listening to it, if you even got to this point, I don't know how do you get to this point because I'm just talking, but if you did get to this point, I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope everybody can take a little bit sigh of relief, a little bit. This team's going to be good. I have more than enough hope to know this team's going to be good. I'm going out there and saying I believe in Brian Cashman to make the smart moves to make this team better before the 31st. It's only a week left, guys, before we know what our team is for the rest of the year. Only 1 week left. So, just take it easy a little bit, because, you know, I'm reading some of the comments on a lot of these posts, and man, some of you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal. Remember, they're humans at the end of the day. I know they make millions of dollars, and I understand that. And I get it. That is a good argument, but they're human. Okay? And nobody's going out there wanting to fail. Every one of them wants to succeed. So, but I'm going to stop it there. It's already 20 minutes of me just talking. Obviously, we have an off day today, and Phillies come in this weekend. I will be at the game Monday, an opener against the Rays. I'm gonna take, if you guys are interested and you want to follow my Instagram, and take a couple pictures. Me and my girlfriend are going, so I'm gonna take pictures. I got free seats. They suck. I got better seats coming though, so I'm gonna. If you guys want to stay updated, I'm gonna take pictures. I'm gonna post all these pictures on. I'll post them on my Vinny Talks Yank stuff, not my personal one. So, but like I said, if you guys are interested, go ahead. You can follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, follow all that. I post daily. TikTok, YouTube Shorts get daily too, but TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that I get daily. I do daily posts. So, but that's where I'm gonna end it today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Whatever side you're on, YouTube side or podcast side. Podcast side's getting a little bit more popular. I'm getting more listens, so I'm going to say that more often. Thank you for listening on the podcast side as well. And I hope everybody enjoys their day, night, morning, whatever time it is for you. And go Yankees.